what I've learned after getting serious about fitness again. I decided to get serious about my fitness again because I wasn't happy with what I was seeing in the mirror every day. It was bad. Um, it's getting better though. I just, somewhere along the way, things just started to spiral down a direction that if I kept going, I would have lost myself. And so now I'm being way more consistent. I'm starting to see the progress. I'm learning things that I thought I knew. This is not my first rodeo with fitness, like losing weight. I gain it, losing weight. I've done that multiple times. However, what I'm realizing now is macros. Macros are so important. I didn't realize how important they were. I finally started to take like my macros serious, and when I started to log, all right, let me back up. I did a body scan, and it gave me my results, and I started to see my muscle, my fat, and what my body burned in a day. Essentially, I put all that information into AI, and it did give me a plan, and it did tell me, I had a pretty good foundation of muscle for someone who's just jumping back into to lifting again. And if I wanted to maintain that muscle, I had to eat a certain amount of protein daily, and also um, manipulate my fats and my carbs. This is something that in the past, all I was doing was counting calories, calorie deficit. And, that's fine and dandy, you'll lose weight, but it made me realize like a lot of the times when I lost that weight, I was losing muscle with it. And so now, as I'm like getting back in, I'm pretty much brand new to the process again. I'm relearning some things, and I'm learning more on top of it. I tracked for a week, and I looked back at my tracking. My protein each day was like 70 grams of protein or 90 grams of protein at my highest. I was nothing close to 180 grams of protein. That was a big eye opener to me, to realize that my fats were high, my carbs were high. Like, I had this idea that I run a lot, I need to eat a lot of carbs, pastas and stuff. No. And I was missing out on my protein. My body was missing that protein. After I had that eye opener, I started to track and really look at what I was eating for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and I made sure I was hitting a sweet spot in protein for each meal. By the end of the day, I wasn't struggling to eat a freaking bowl of Greek yogurt and cottage cheese like I did before. Because when I first learned that one night I went and I like just got like two heaping scoops of Greek yogurt and cottage cheese, and I was scarfing it down at the end of the night. I don't want to be doing that, and I still didn't even hit my protein goal that day. I decided to figure out a new approach. Once I implemented a new process that I could repeat every day, it became so much easier to hit my protein intake. I started to realize that I was hitting like 60 grams of protein in the morning just off of egg whites and eggs and Greek yogurt. And like I was already a quarter of the way there. Bottom line is macros is very important. If you are not aware, I highly suggest that you track your macros for the day, track what you eat, and look at where you stand, and make your adjustments where it's needed. So just to tie everything together and to close out this video, do your body scan so you can get your results and you have a baseline to go off of, so that every month when you do that scan, you could see if you're progressing in the direction that you intend to, and if not, you can make those adjustments. Because for so many years I was blindly just losing the weight, but I was losing who knows how much muscle on top of that, because I was not tracking my macros properly. And so that brings me to my next key takeaway. Track your macros, at least in the beginning, until you get the hang of like what works for you. You know, what foods can you eat regularly that will help you hit your macro goals. For me, it's gotten a lot easier since I've been tracking. Eventually I want to not have to track as heavy, but because I'm new essentially to this process, I want to make sure I'm dialed in as close as possible, and we will see on our next body scan if the work is paying off or if we need to make even more adjustments. So thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed or if you learned something, please give a like, subscribe, and follow me on my journey. Have a great day.